Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Spurs Up Show, the best Gamecocks podcast on the internet. Today is Saturday, January the 1st, 2022. Happy New Year. And folks, on a special Saturday edition of the podcast, we look back and reflect at the year that was in 2021 as I list my top 10 moments for TSUS in the previous calendar year. Guys, again, we got a packed show, a fun show for you here on this Saturday. And what a way to kick off the new year. And of course, it's always brought to you by our friends over at Upstate Movers Group. Guys, Upstate Movers Group, for all your moving needs in 2022, be sure to check out our friends at Upstate Movers Group. You can find them on social media at Upstate Movers Group. Of course, if you have any other questions, go to their website, upstatemoversgroup.com. That's upstatemoversgroup.com. Be sure to check them out and tell them Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. Let's get it. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, surprise, surprise, happy Saturday. And most importantly, happy New Year as well. Again, folks, appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you all so much for your continued love and support. And I hope this show does find you well, no matter where you are, what you're doing. Hope you had a fantastic and safe New Year's Eve. And I'm very excited to chat with you all here on the first day of the new year as we kick off 2022 in style. But again, folks, appreciate you all tuning in. And you might be asking yourself, Chris, why the Saturday podcast? Why the bonus podcast this week and going into the new year? Guys, I'll tell you this. And again, like I said, I hope you had a fantastic New Year's Eve. I know many people this time of year, or many people on New Year's Eve will go out and about and go to different parties and stuff like that. And I'm someone who has done that a lot and still truly do enjoy it. But New Year's Eve and going into a new year, my mindset has sort of shifted, if you will, in regards to what I like to do and what I enjoy doing. You know, as the business has grown, and of course, this actually only started last year because of COVID. You know, nobody really went out to celebrate the turn of the new year, December the 31st, 2020, if you will. And I found that I really enjoyed being in peace at home and looking back at the successes that were for the business. And it being personally, professionally, whatever it might be, business-wise, financially, relationships, all that good stuff. But I found that I really enjoyed having that peace of mind and looking back at all the great things that we had accomplished in that calendar year. And I do think reflection is very important because, again, folks, we all know life's very hard, right? And there are times where, you know, people, we fight self-doubt, we fight insecurities, we fight, you know, am I doing enough? Should I be doing more each and every single day? And it's nice to every now and then, right? Stop and remind yourself, hey, I am doing enough. I am enough as a person. The numbers, the proofs in the pudding, right? The numbers show that and prove that. And again, so I wanted to do that here on the podcast. So that is the reason for this special Saturday episode, if you will, in case you're wondering. I do love doing, as we go into a new year, I like to look back at the year that was. And then on Monday's podcast, we'll look ahead of the top 5 things that I'm looking forward to in the 2022 calendar year. But again, folks, this show going to be very heavy on the Spurs Up Show and the business as a whole. So we're getting a little bit of a change up, a little bit of something different. But again, one of my favorite shows of the calendar year. But again, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. And like I said, we stay so present moment. We stay so in the moment, especially when it comes to making content. I'm really excited on today's show to look back at all of our achievements, all of our accolades, and all of our successes in the 2021 calendar year. But again, guys, appreciate you all tuning in sincerely. Hope you had a fantastic New Year's Eve. I hope you were safe. I'm sure some of you are tuned in right now, probably feeling it a little bit hungover, if you will. But again, appreciate it. I know we're all watching football. Of course, Alabama and Georgia are both staged to take place to play, if you will, in the national championship. Of course, a lot of football today on New Year's Day. So again, I hope you all enjoy. But let's get into it, shall we? Again, on a really fun Saturday. And first things first, guys, as we begin to look back at 2021. And before we get into the top 10 moments for TSUS in the previous 365 days, I want to just take a moment to say thank you. Thank you to Gamecock Nation, because you know what's really, really fun, guys? What's really fun, and I've talked about this before on other podcasts, other shows where I've really gotten to dive into the business side of things. You know, we stay so present moment, so in the moment in regards to covering the Gamecocks and going to games and following along and all that good stuff, making content, if you will, that we don't really take a lot of time to look back and to not say dwell, but just reflect on all the achievements and everything we've done. And what's really cool, again, I've talked about this on other shows. What's really cool, though, is year after year after year, I get the same feeling of you reflect on the previous year and everything you accomplished. And you think to yourself, you know, I think back a year ago to the date, and I thought, man, look where we are here. Look where we are now. I just can't wait to see what it's like in a year, because every next year is our best year. And that is so exciting. That's so cool to think. Again, I really just feel like we're 1% of the way. We're really still just scratching the surface. And so to think that and continue to have that same exact passion and excitement, even more so, even have more passion, more excitement, and continue to feel that way, it's so cool. And it's such a blessing. And again, guys, I want to say thank you to you all, because as this thing continues to grow in all types of different ways, right, the reach continues to get greater and greater and greater. And you guys continue to show love and support each and every single day. Showing up, showing out, rocking and rolling with the content, rocking with everything we can do, man. I just can't say thank you enough. Truly, you guys made 2021 the greatest year of my entire life. And I don't say that to over exaggerate. I don't say that to, tell a story or anything. That's sincerely, 2021 was the best year of my entire life. It was. Creating content, expanding the business. And again, we're gonna get in the top 10 moments in just a second. But I really want you guys to know, thank you so much for being there each and every single step of the way. Because I'll tell you guys, I'll be totally transparent, totally blunt. You know, making content's just like life, right? You have some days where you feel great about it, and you have some days you're like, I feel like I don't have it, whatever. It doesn't matter for you guys. You guys continue to rock and roll the punches, rock and roll with everything we do, and just show love and support, man. And your support means the world. I mean, your support means the absolute world. You know, I tell people when I talk about the business, you might hear me, I say we all the time. We. And there's reasons for that. And I was talking about that to somebody else a couple of days ago. You know, there's reasons for that, because without you guys, without the end consumer, without the listeners, without those who follow on social media, without those who buy merchandise, without those who support the business in whatever way you support, TSUS is nothing. It's nothing. So it's not just me. It's not just me. It's all of us. It's all of us. And that's why I do shows like this one today, guys, because we are celebrating these successes together, because we all achieved them. It wasn't just me. We all achieved it together. So again, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into those top 10 moments for TSUS in 2021. And guys, the first one here, and these aren't really ranked in any specific order, or they're not ranked, if you will, 1 through 10, anything like that. They're all just kind of random. But what's really exciting, again, is the business continues to grow and the business continues to expand. This one probably, as I do this show year after year after year, looking back at the previous calendar year, this point will probably be at the top, if not near the top, each and every single year. And it is social media successes and all the successes we've seen and all the growth we've seen on social media. As we turn the calendar to 2022, we sit now at 18.1 thousand followers on Twitter, 22,000 on Instagram, 15,000 likes on Facebook. And guys, we even hit 10,000 followers on TikTok this year as well. Also over 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. Guys, again, those numbers, we've grown so exponentially over the past 365 days. You know, I think we grew by about 5,000 followers on Twitter, grew by a ton on Instagram, growth all across the board. So again, guys, all of our successes on social media, I should say, it's incredible to follow, and it gets really, really fun. I got to be totally honest with you. It gets really fun to, you start hitting these different numbers, and we stay very consistent with the content. I believe in producing content at scale. You look at Instagram, I averaged 10 posts per day. There's no secret to it, right? If you want to grow on social media, you got to create content at scale. You got to post. You got to inject as much value as you possibly can in the universe. But again, it's so cool, man, to do the damn thing on social media, because of course the business is housed there, and also getting to meet and interact with so many of you through these different social media channels, through DMs or comments or what have you. It's so cool. So again, guys, my first moment, great moment in 2021 for TSUS. Definitely all the successes that we saw on social media. Absolutely incredible, man. And I think it's really a testament to the great content that we make, because, we're not just a platform on Twitter. We're not just an Instagram page. We do it all. We are well-rounded, and we do it everywhere. So again, guys, thank you so much for continuing to follow and really to interact and be engaging on those social media channels and continue to push us to be bigger and better. Means the absolute world. My second top moment, guys, is this. The progression of the podcast. What was really cool, guys, again, like I told you, we've gotten to a point in the business and the content and everything else where, there was like a 3 or 4 week stretch there, really all throughout the fall, especially, but there was about a month stretch there where it felt like every other day we were hitting some new accolade or some new milestone, or we were setting some new record. And I think back all the way to April of 2017 or late March of 2017. When I recorded the first ever episode of the Spurs Up Show, right? I was literally in my ex-girlfriend's apartment in Charlotte, North Carolina, with iPhone headphones as my microphone, right? Recorded the first ever episode. And so to hit our 500th episode just a couple of months ago, and then on top of that, right? I remember that first episode getting, hitting 100 listens, 100 downloads, and thinking how big of a deal that was. And it truly was at that time a huge deal. Guys, we hit 500,000, 500,000 all-time downloads in 2021. And I think we currently sit at like 689,000, well on our way to 1 million. It's been absolutely incredible seeing the growth of the podcast, and you guys, again, tune in day after day after day. We're doing these daily podcasts, and, you think that you guys would at some point get tired of hearing me, tired of listening to me, what have you. But no, sure enough, you guys continue to be subscribed, tune in every single day. We averaged over 1,000 downloads per show in 2021. Just absolutely incredible, man. So again, the overall progression of the podcast, also setting records of the podcast. We shattered our downloads record for a month throughout football season, over damn near 60,000 downloads in a month. Just truly remarkable. And I tell you guys, when we hit that 500,000, it's one of those things, obviously, it's coming, but it's like, that's 500,000. Like, 1 million's a lot. 1 million is a lot. So to hit 500,000 all-time downloads, it's almost beyond words, man. It's just, if you'd have told me back then in 2017 that we would hit 500,000 downloads, I would have just, I don't know what I would have thought. You know what I mean? I've never had limiting beliefs in regards to the podcast or the business as a whole, but man, what a number that is. Just an incredible number. And it's, again, just truly a testament to the hard work that we put in. And again, you guys support and showing love and continue to rock and roll with us every single day, turning the podcast. Absolutely incredible. Guys, my third top moment for 2021. And what was so cool about this is this was a dream for really ever since I moved to Columbia. Of course, 2019 was unable to make it happen because we had just gotten Nicola. And I was really in that first year, guys, that first fall, I was kind of just learning how to be an entrepreneur, how to run your own business, how to do all the business behind the scenes type of stuff, whatever, and really get our footing in Columbia. So, that was the 19 season. Of course, the 2020 season, as we all know, COVID really ruined tailgating, ruined going to games, all that jazz. The TSUS tailgate at Seawells, finally getting to host a tailgate and throw a tailgate. And again, you guys showing up and showing out. I mean, man, the times we had at the tailgate, really just incredible. Arguably my favorite part of football season. Met so many great people that I interacted with on social media. So many of you have now become really good friends of mine and people that I'm close to. And, being able to throw that tailgate and fly the TSUS and the Big Cock Club flags and again, meeting all of you, because it's the people that make the difference, and getting to hang out with so many great Gamecocks. Again, it was realizing a dream. It was realizing a dream, and I can't say thank you enough for you guys supporting that. And again, showing up and showing out, man. I mean, we had some incredible crowds. The Florida game was pure madness. The Clemson tailgate was unbelievable. The EIU tailgate, all the way back to the beginning, was awesome. So, thank you to all those who ever came out to the tailgate. If you did not, don't fret. We'll have more upcoming in 2022. But I'll never forget that first year. I'll never forget that first football season of the TSUS tailgate. Never will. Never will. Speaking of the Big Cock Club flag flying high and proud at that tailgate, how about the Big Cock Club being a top moment for TSUS in the previous year, starting the Big Cock Club, and all of you that have joined and are currently members and have supported that side of the business as well. Guys, again, as I told you when, I dropped that over the summer, that my content's free. It always has been free, and it always will be free. And I was someone who, when I first started, I knew that there were the Gamecock Centrals and the big Spurs of the world and the newspaper outlets of the world and just online outlets that were charging a paid membership subscription for the content. And hey, that's totally fine. I'm not knocking that. Rivals and 24/7 and all those other websites are wildly successful, right? Wildly successful. But I knew in the beginning that I had to be different. I knew in the beginning that we had to be different. And I wanted to be different because I wanted to produce content at scale. But I also knew in the back of my mind, and what was cool was what helped inspire the Big Cock Club and what really helped push it was there became a longing for that content. There became a desire from you guys specifically for a beyond the normal day today, a premium offering, if you will, for people who wanted to support the business via that type of channel. So again, of course, the Big Cock Club was born. It was so awesome. I finally, and I waited it out, right? I waited it out because I wanted to get to a point where I really felt like we had value to push that was beyond the normal day-to-day offerings of what the Spurs Up show provides. And again, what's been so cool is you guys love and support. Again, I think we're up to like 60 patrons now in the Big Cock Club, running it through Patreon. We've got our private Discord, and being able to communicate with you guys on a day-to-day basis. Again, get to know and meet so many of you and have sort of our own little, private premium service, if you will. And again, continue to create those relationships and interact with you guys, and you guys showing love in that way. Because again, people want to support the business in different ways. You want to support the content, the channel, everything we do in different ways. Some people want to do the Big Cock Club. Some want to do merch. Some just want to follow. Some just want to tune in, which is great, by the way. Some want to come to tailgates. Some want to go to watch parties, whatever it might be, right? Each and every single person is valuable, especially those who support the Spurs Up show and the way you guys show up and show it again. It's incredible. But the Big Cock Club's been wildly successful, and it was something that it could have fallen flat on its face, guys. It could have fallen flat on its face, and and that would have been okay. But it's been a massive success and a really cool thing, and I'm really excited to see where that's going to go. By the way, bigger and better plan for the Big Cock Club in 2022. Even more premium content coming you guys' way, and again, just another way that we can inject value on a day-to-day basis. Really, really cool stuff. Another big moment for TSUS in 2021, guys. Again, this happened, earlier in the year. So it might be one that you may not even remember, but who can forget baseball season and just how awesome that was? I talked about this at the end of the 2021 Yardcock season, but the 2021 baseball season, guys, that was the first full season of me living in Columbia and experiencing a baseball season, because of course I got to Columbia in August of 2019, which when you really think about it, guys, what's crazy? The business is so young because we haven't even been in Columbia that long. I mean, you think about that. We haven't been in Columbia that long, but either way, got here August of 19. So didn't have a baseball season that year. And then 2020, we all know what happened, right? COVID ripped away the season. So 2021 was really special on a personal level for yours truly because of just getting to experience and enjoy a full baseball season. But of course, as we all recall what happened, right? Things were crazy with limited capacity. And, we have a fantastic fan base and great crowds. And Founders Park is one of the most intimidating atmospheres in all of college baseball, in my opinion. And what started as just kind of a small idea, because I saw the Legends of Lindsey Nelson on Twitter, Tennessee's student section, if you're not familiar, for their baseball team. And I thought to myself, we need a nickname. Like our student section, our hecklers, our fan base needs a nickname. And after some polling and after some discussion, the Rowdy Roosters are born. And again, it was something where, I wasn't even really making that for my own personal gain. We made the Twitter account and we made merch as well, which was really cool. But I was making it more so just to give to Gamecock Nation. Like, hey, here's something that we can all cling to. And again, the way that evolved, and my good friend Birch Antley, referencing me on the SEC Network telecast, by the way, something, I wasn't sure I would ever get my name dropped on an SEC Network telecast, to mention, it's Chris Phillips who came up with the nickname, the Rowdy Roosters, the Gamecock student section at Founders Park. Just really cool, man. And to be able to make a positive contribution to Carolina baseball, something I love so dearly. Just awesome, man. And of course, it all culminated with the Rowdy Roosters tailgate, which I'll tell you what, guys, when I look back at 2021, this is meant as no disrespect to the TSUS tailgate at Seawells. That Rowdy Roosters tailgate truly might be my favorite tailgate of 2021, just because of it really felt like, and it was our first tailgate back with, just starting to get full capacity crowds again. And it was just so cool, man. It was so cool. Of course, with the postseason at Founders Park, it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. And a legendary day it was, for sure. And a legendary day it was. So again, guys, hey, I say it again. Thank you. Thank you for making the Rowdy Roosters a thing, and a thing that's here to stay, by the way. As we sit 48 days away from first pitch, the Rowdy Roosters are going nowhere. Rowdy Roosters tailgates are back. The Rowdy Roosters are back. Cannot freaking wait to see you all at Founders Park. Guys, another big moment for TSUS in 2021. This one especially is personal for me. But you guys probably saw the pictures on social media. And again, I think people understood the moment it happened, how big of a deal it was when Shane Beamer was hired as Gamecocks head football coach, and why that was a big deal for the Spurs Up show and yours truly, because of the adversity and turmoil that we face, not just as a program on the field, but in business, and how that affected me personally in my life. I talked about this after the bowl game win over UNC. What was so cool, and again, a very life comes full circle moment. I was in that building in 2019 when you could argue the dissension of Gamecock football under Will Muschamp began. South Carolina loses, and that was a jumping point for the business. But you could argue in somewhat of a negative way. And there was a lot, and I mean a lot, of backlash and people that viewed me in a negative light. And I got labeled the Fire Muschamp guy. That's what TSUS was known for. The Fire Muschamp guy. Oh, that's the Fire Muschamp podcast. That's the Fire Muschamp media entity. That's what it is. And that was something, again, while it was a jumping point, it was something that got very, very, very exhausting. It did. And to feel like, guys, I felt like at times, a lot of times, it was me versus USC. It was TSUS versus USC. And there were times I felt like USC would have preferred I didn't exist. Would have preferred, I wasn't doing what I was doing. And that was tough. That was tough as someone who is a diehard fan of the Gamecocks, born and raised, bleed the garnet and black. That was very, very, very tough. But we pushed through it. We pushed on. And Shane Beamer getting hired, of course, served as a rebirth, if you will, a new start for Gamecocks football. But what was even cooler is the way that our relationship with Shane Beamer and the Gamecocks coaching staff, by the way, but especially Shane Beamer, the way that evolved over his time at South Carolina. And, of course, it culminated in going to the welcome home tour over the summer and actually getting to meet Coach Beamer in person and having him sign one of the Beamer Ball hats that we made. And the conversation that I had with Shane Beamer, very brief, but of course, Coach Beamer knew who I was. And for him to tell me, and it was an emotional moment, man, I'm not going to lie to you, it was an emotional moment. For him to tell me, appreciate everything you're doing. What you're doing helps our program. It's valuable to our program. To hear him say that and to go from the feeling of they'd almost rather me not even exist to the head coach of our football team and our football program saying, hey, what you do is valuable and it helps us win and it helps us as a program and it helps us as a team. I mean, it's still, man, it's one of those things that really, really does stick out. It's one of those things that really sticks out. And the way that Shane Beamer's gone out of his way to create a relationship with me, you know, when I go to Carolina Calls, every time I'd see him, shake my hand, say what's up, how you doing, hope you're doing well, appreciate you, appreciate everything you're doing. I hope he knows. I really do hope that Coach Beamer knows how impactful that's been for me in my life, creating content, running the business, and just doing everything that we do. So really, really cool to meet Coach Beamer. And I mean, it goes without saying, man, so excited for his tenure, what he's doing as Gamecocks head coach, and the type of human being he is, and the positivity he's brought to all of Gamecock Nation. That's absolutely incredible, guys. Another big moment for TSUS in 2021. The expansion of the Daily Crow, going to 2-hour Daily Crows. Started the beginning of football season, the week of the first game. You know, the Daily Crow has been something. It's been a business changer, guys. In the past 365 days, that was the first full calendar year that we did the Daily Crow start to finish. And again, it has truly been a business changer, man. It's been one of those things that, you know, being able to, like I said, interact with each and every single one of you. And I feel like, again, I've gotten close with so many people through that channel, specifically on the Daily Crow, that people that tune in every single day and ask questions and call in. And, you know, that's been something that was a game changer as well with the Daily Crow is being able to actually take calls on that platform. But again, expanding it 2 hours. And again, you guys making that a massive success. And, you know, for some people, you know, it could have backfired. You're like, man, 2 hours is way too much. What are you doing? No, it's been wildly successful. And again, what's really cool about it is the community that we've built, and you guys being so engaging, so interactive. You know, I love how we have our own like little inside jokes and stuff like that. And it's just so awesome, man. It's so awesome. So again, the expansion of the Daily Crow, certainly a big time thing that happened in 2021, and it's here to stay as well, by the way. Guys, another big moment. And this is, you know, not just one thing that happened, but really over the course of the year, one of the greatest game changers for the business was the merchandise. I mean, merch to the moon, man, from Beamer Ball to the Beamer Rattler stuff, to Shane Storm, to QB1, to Rowdy Roosters, to Oot Oot, to all of the merchandise we made, all the merchandise we sold. And again, merchandise slowly but surely has been becoming a much bigger part of the piece of the puzzle that is the business. That is the TSUS business. And again, it's been so cool, man, to just see the brand spread like wildfire. Guys, I love creating merch. I mean, it's arguably my favorite part of the business. It's arguably my favorite part is to create unique, dope merch and seeing people out and about rocking it. You know, seeing people at games all season long, rocking the merch, rocking everything, rocking what we do, and just, you know, supporting the business in that way. I mean, there are a few feelings, guys, that are cooler than seeing someone else or seeing someone rock your merch. Seeing someone rock your merch it's absolutely awesome, man. It's absolutely awesome. So again, do appreciate you guys, all those who have purchased merchandise, who continue to show love on the merchandise side. And guys, like I said, we're just getting started, man. We're just getting started when it comes to merch. And I can tell you guys again, the numbers, the analytics, everything we did in merch with the store, I mean, just absolutely incredible, man. Absolutely incredible. And I'm just so excited for what lies ahead in regards to that side of the business. Guys, another big moment for TSUS in 2021. And again, you get to a point as you grow, as the business grows, you start to get more cool opportunities. And certainly I was approached by these guys before the football season started. And, you know, it was a no-brainer. It made sense business-wise. Honestly, it made sense financially. And it was just really, really cool to get to interact with Gamecocks around the state. So, again, the Carolina Ale House partnership, the watch parties that we did, watching all of the road games and all the various Carolina Ale House locations across the state of South Carolina. And again, guys, that was just so cool for us because, you know, Carolina Ale House is a very legitimate establishment. I mean, a very legit establishment. So to be approached by those guys, to be approached by them, and, you know, for them to reach out and say, hey, we see value in what you're doing. And then everyone that came out to the watch parties and took part in that, you know, I think of going to Greenville and going to Fort Mill and going down to Somerville. Just so cool. I mean, it was just so cool. I met some Gamecocks that I still keep in contact with now, and just had a blast, man. Just had a blast doing the Carolina Ale House watch parties. And again, getting that type of opportunity with a brand, a business like Carolina Ale House, a chain like them that is, again, very widely known, such a boost to the business. And I cannot wait for more of those type of opportunities in 2022. And guys, my final top moment for TSUS in 2021 on that very, very same note, when you're talking about partnerships and opportunities and, you know, things, just life getting really cool, man. I just call it for what it is. Life getting really cool. My final one is Wednesday nights at Tin Roof, man. Wednesday nights at Tin Roof. I mean, what an incredible thing that's been. And I'm very proud to say we're going to continue that in 2022 throughout basketball, baseball season. Cannot wait to keep this thing going. But Wednesday nights at Tin Roof, you know, starting that thing over the summer, about a month or so before kickoff, and, you know, having the guests on we had on stage, and you all coming out to Tin Roof on a weekly basis. My guy Peyton Dawkins, shout out to him. My guy Kirk Hollingsworth, shout out to him. My guy Dalton Hines, my guy Tucker Hamilton, and then others as well. But those who come out on a weekly basis, those who call in, you know, and just another cool piece of content that we get to make, really relaxing piece of content, a little bit different, you know what I'm saying, providing value in a different way. But it's one of those things, again, guys, like I said, very similar with Carolina Ale House, that, you know, Tin Roof's a spot that, hey, I've been to many a time, right? Many a time before that started, and been intoxicated in that establishment many a time. And Tin Roof is that's a name, man. That's a go-to spot. That's a cool spot. And to say that, you know, oh, I get to do a weekly live show there, right? A weekly show where I get to talk about the Gamecocks and talk about my business and just have fun and joke and hang out and have some cold beers and create memories, man. It's something I'll never, ever take for granted. I'm excited every time I get to go in there. I mean, it's such a blessing. It's such a blast. Shout out to Corey Sprigner, by the way, Talon, J-Mo, Chase, Grossi, all those guys that work in there. It's incredible. And I can't wait to keep doing it, man. 2022, it's an absolute blast. I'm so happy and appreciative of them having me back in 2022 and us continuing on, rocking on Wednesday nights at Tin Roof, 5 to 7 in the Vista every single Wednesday. That's going to do it, folks. Man, what a year. What a year. You know, you look back, and that's just the top 10 moments. Guys, there's so many moments, so many great moments we had in 2021. Really, guys, the greatest gift and the greatest blessing of all, I would say, about the previous year, and what's my goal each and every single day. And it's this. If I can wake up and do what I love to do and be fulfilled every single day, I have succeeded. I have won. And I can proudly sit here and say to you on January the 1st, 2022, that I accomplished that goal in 2021. And it's because of all of you. So again, guys, thank you all so much. Happy New Year to you all. Go enjoy yourselves. Go watch some football. Have a fantastic weekend. Monday's show, we'll look ahead of the 2022 calendar year and the top things I'm looking forward to. And then, of course, we're diving into basketball and content, rocking and rolling all week next week. Y'all already know the drill. But again, guys, like I said, Happy New Year. Thank you all so much for the continued love and support. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday.